newsletter slash GS podcast and whatever else title I can throw at it. I have some Gunslinger members with me today. Baby boys, go ahead and say hi.
How you doing?
Gobi, are you there?
What's up?
Hey, and Perfect Villain.
Hello.
Hey, so we're all gonna sit around, kind of go over the winners. Way back in January, our community at gunslingergaming.com went ahead and voted on their favorite games in several categories. And it's not till now we got around to doing the winner. So we're just going to say a category. We're each going to say what we would have picked. Not necessarily our predictions, but what we wanted to win. Um, and reveal what game did win by popular vote. Um, Without any ado, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to go and do a heavy hitter since we're already in 2018. Let's go most anticipated game of 2018. Um, Gobi, what would you pick? What was your most
Um,
anticipated game?
I originally voted for Anthem, which we all know has now been pushed to 2019.
Ooh.
But Metro Exodus would be my second pick for most anticipated.
Oh, nice. What is that going to be on? That's going to be on.
I believe all three systems.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe that's on everything.
Okay.
Is that Switch
Those
too?
are pretty sick too.
Mm,
That
Or
I'm
just
not
just
sure of. I
just
think there
major
was talks
consoles?
of, yeah, but I think as of right now, because they're trying to melt systems. So I think it's just on PS4 and Xbox One, stuff like that.
ah. Well, how about you, Perfect Villain? What would you have picked? Or what did you pick if you did have a chance to vote?
I'm waiting for GTFO.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
It reminds me of Killing Floor, which I really actually enjoy playing.
Yeah. I never played Killing Floor. I mean, I've seen plenty of video, but yeah. And make sure you're here. Baby boy, what would you pick?
Yeah. Well, I'm surprised actually nobody said Red Dead, but um, I told you beforehand, I'm gonna be the odd one, but Yakuza 6 looks ridiculous.
Yeah. Uh, I think I want to say, I wanted to vote, even though I know it's not realistic to be out in 2018. But mine would be Last of Us 2.
Yeah.
There's no way in hell that's going to come out in 2018. But if I was going to pick, I mean, that's what I would have nominated if it was a realistic nomination.
Yeah, I don't think they would put that against Spider-Man because
Yeah,
let's be honest, they're pushing Spider-Man heavy.
yeah, yeah. In fact, that was a game that was nominated by the community. It didn't win, however. Who said Anthem?
I did.
Oh, well, bad news for Anthem. It didn't win, but it came in second place. What came in first was Red Dead Redemption 2 as the,
See?
the most anticipated game of 2018 by the Gunslingers. So that's, in fact, that is what I ended up voting for since, yeah, I couldn't do a fake vote with Last of Us 2. So,
Well, yeah, that's why I'm surprised nobody, actually said that here because
yeah.
I know that's going to be a monster this year. Hell, what game in the history in the past 9 years has made Call of Duty move away from a November release?
Yeah, no kidding. Usually it's all the way around. Every game wants to stay away from Call of Duty, or at least in the past. But,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm excited for Red Dead. And it obviously fits our motif, so I'm all for that. Um, okay, so the next category, and this one's kind of an internal category. Favorite Gunslinger Clan Front of 2017. So this isn't necessarily the best game or even our favorite game, but it's the game that we had the most fun playing with other members in. And so it didn't have to be released in 2017. We just had to be actively playing it. Um, how about you, Gobi? What did you pick?
It would be Division for me.
Which one?
The Division.
Oh, Division. Yeah, the Tom Clancy game. Yeah. I still
I
have
mean,
yet to play that. That's so bad of me. I know.
uh,
What did you like
even
about it?
We've had a solid group going most of the year. They dropped 1.8. They made a lot of changes to the game, brought a lot of players back into it. Actually got some new Gunslinger members playing on PC. Got some of them back into it on PS4 as well. I mean, it's not a perfect game, but it's a blast to play with four friends.
Oh, yeah. How about you, perfect villain?
Mine would have to be Rocket League.
Oh, yeah, Rocket League is awesome.
I've been playing it since it came out. Since the year it came out, I've been playing it,
Oh,
and I never get bored of it.
wow. I didn't play it until God over last Christmas. A nephew had it, and we played it a lot. I mean, I got my butt kicked every time. I'm terrible at it, but it's so fun.
Well, it's good they keep releasing all kinds of content and stuff for it all the time.
Yeah. What are you playing it on? What are you playing?
PC,
PC.
PC.
Oh, okay. Have you actually, because I ended up getting it on the Nintendo Switch, have you actually been matched up with any Nintendo Switch players?
It doesn't tell you.
It doesn't tell you.
It just
Well,
it just is side network.
oh, I see. I see. Okay, interesting. How
But
about?
I believe, hold on, sorry. I
Yeah.
believe you can only get one console matched up against you. You can't have multiples.
Oh,
It only
really?
matches you up against one. Yeah, yeah.
Hmm. Interesting. I'm just glad that it is cross-platform. Then,
That is very nice. It adds more players.
oh yeah, the game can last a lot longer too. Um, how about you, baby boy?
Um, Probably Battlefront 2 on this one,
Oh yeah.
with Splatoon being a second. Yeah, but Battlefront 2, like I originally wasn't gonna get it. One of the guys, he was like, "Hey, you should pick it up. You like Star Wars? Pick it up." All right, and that game was so fun.
Huh.
Like microtransactions aside, it was actually ridiculously fun.
It looked cool. I mean, I didn't get it, and I admit I fell for all the bad press. I shouldn't say I fell for. I mean, the microtransactions. It's a shame that had to happen, but
No, yeah, it's definitely that's something I actually didn't pick it up at first for that reason.
mhm.
But then when they took it out, I knew they were gonna put it back. I'm like, you know what? They made a step by taking it out, mainly because Disney told them, "Hey, you can't do that. Don't
Yeah.
do that." So once they took it out, I was like, "All right, I'll bite," and it was fun. So I enjoyed it.
I actually picked it up too this last sale and been playing the campaign. It plays solid, runs solid. I'm glad they changed it. Seems like a pretty decent game now.
Yeah, the campaign was okay. It wasn't like the best. I know one of the IGN guys had went and wrote it, so they were giving updates a while for it. But the multiplayer, it just pretty much did what every two does. It took the premise of the first one and just made it, shinier.
Oh, yeah. Um, is the price still kind of high on that game, or is it getting pretty low at this point? You know, some
Um,
games drop fast and some don't.
It
I
was
mean,
just on a huge sale.
Was it?
yeah,
Okay.
and with that one, because remember of the whole that problems it had with the microtransactions and all that, it went on freaking sales. I mean, currently I'm just looking at Best Buy with the Gamers Club, you get it for $32. So
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, I do want to still try it. Obviously, I mean, I'm a Star Wars
actually,
fan,
if you,
so
if you have a PlayStation 4, you can get it for $24.
oh sweet. Okay, yeah, I'd be getting it on the PS4. I don't have a gaming PC.
Yeah,
So yeah, I picked personally for the third year in a row Mario Kart 8. In this case, Mario 8 Kart 8 Deluxe, which did come in second, but it didn't win. Um, which last year I think it won. So Destiny 2 won for a favorite GS Clan front of 2017. I could see that coming a little bit because we got in a lot of active members for that game. They're very active in game, not so much here, but as in our Discord. But yeah, they're having fun playing it. So Destiny 2 wins favorite GS Clan front of 2017. The next one, best visuals in game in 2017. So that encompasses, artistic style visually, also graphics, if you want to get to the, bare bones of that. But um, how about you, Gobi? What was the best visuals in 2017?
I think I nominated and voted for Wildlands. It was the only one that I really played in 2017 that came out that had that visuals that just popped. I mean, I know Horizon Zero Dawn came out and that was supposed to be amazing. However, I don't have a PS4, so I never got to see it.
Hmm. Yeah. How about you? Perfect Evil. Villain. Perfect Evil. That works too.
I actually have a split. They're two different styles though. One's Hollow Knight and the other one's Near Automata.
Oh, really? I haven't played either.
Yeah, Hollow Knight's more like a platformer, but it's got like popping visuals. Like it's similar to Cuphead. It's
Oh,
just
okay.
more modern. It's just more modernized looking. And the Near Automata is really flashy. It's like a Final Fantasy type game.
Oh, cool. Well, I really want to get Cuphead. Oh, yeah. Just a side there
I
because
do. I'm just
uh,
waiting for it to go cheaper.
yeah, yeah. How about you, baby boy?
Um, I, this one I see. I'm looking at the list actually. Somebody put Wolfenstein 2, which did look pretty sick. But I mean, you can't really go wrong with South Park.
Yeah.
It was it was the cartoon. It just looked like the cartoon.
Oh yeah.
So I think I'm gonna have to go for that one because that one literally you couldn't tell if you were watching a cutscene or playing the game because it just looked like you were playing the TV show.
After how terrible the N64 cash-ins were for the South Park games, I'm so glad that Trey Parker and Matt Stone are actually like involved in these games because it
Yeah,
shows.
even you could tell there was actually one scene in the game that they literally just cut and put into the show.
Yeah,
So there's an entire episode that's in the game.
yeah, yeah. That's and I heard the second one is better than the first, right? So
Yeah, I mean, I actually got close to the end on the first, and the second one, I started it, and then with Shadow of War and everything else all at the same time that I had gotten, I haven't gotten back to finish it. But I stuck with it longer because I did enjoy the second one so far more.
huh. Well, and it breaks my heart because I'm the only person that voted for Uncharted: The Lost Legacy, the expansion pack, but it's like kind of that Red Dead, the Undead Redemption, expansion they did where it
Yeah,
stands alone. They even had it on disc. Same thing for Lost Legacy. It's such a
I,
great looking
I'm
game.
I'm ashamed of myself because I actually have that and I have not touched it yet. And yeah,
Really?
I'm waiting for that time. Yeah, I'm just waiting for that just moment when I could just sit down because it's pretty short, right? Isn't it like 8 hours on that?
Yeah, yeah. I
8 to 10 hours.
yeah, I would say 10 if you're like really exploring. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not
so I'm
terribly
waiting for
long.
that nice long weekend when I have like 2 or 3 days to a couple hours at a time and just enjoy it straight through.
Yeah, and except for the lockpick mechanic, to be honest, they're not doing anything new. It's definitely an Uncharted game. It doesn't stray from that formula, but again, it's kind of cool being on a cliff and you just see this just expanse of awesome, scenery. So I had to give it a vote. But what won? Back to back winning here. A Destiny 2 won Best Visuals for 2017. Um, I don't think it had the best visuals. I mean, me personally, but I can see why people picked it. It has a lot of space escapes and exploring different planets. So
I mean, yeah, it looked pretty on PC for sure, but
yeah,
I'm with you. I don't know if I would give it best visuals.
yeah. I mean, it's also just showing how popular that game is. I mean, when you get engrossed, I mean, like good friend Freddie, if he has a chance to listen to this, he used to be in all the podcasts when we first started this. He's absolutely hooked on the game, and he was hooked on Destiny 1. So uh, I know when it hooks you, it really hooks you. Okay, so we are now on best story in game 2017. So we just did best visuals. So what do you think, Gopi, was the best story?
Um, I don't know if I had a best story. The best one I played was Wildlands, and I'm not saying that was a great story or even should be nominated for the best story. But that's about it. I mean, I didn't really get into a whole lot of games that came out in 2017. It was kind of a slow year.
Yeah. Well, how about you, Perfect Villain?
I liked Breath of the Wild.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yep, that was one of my top ones.
Uh, how about you, Baby Boy?
I didn't get to finish too many, but
Uh-huh.
see, Zelda, I was one of those I did finish, but we kind of all know how that ends. So for me, it would, since even though I didn't finish it so far, Yakuza Zero.
No, I don't know how it ends. Can you tell me?
Uh, let's see, for the one person who never finished a Zelda game, you fight
The one
Ganon
person who's
to
never even
beat him.
played it.
Yeah.
Like that's one game that if you have to start off with spoilers, you're probably talking to a 2 year old
Yeah.
Yeah.
because it's one of those that yeah, it's pretty obvious. But yeah, Yakuza Zero is like it, I'm about halfway through, and holy crap, there's one point where I think the first time since maybe Last of Us that I actually audibly said, "Holy crap," with something that happened because
Yeah.
it was like a twist that I was not expecting.
Nice. Yeah. Wow. You make me want to play it. Oh.
It was like surreal. It was literally the last time I did that was Last of Us when at the very beginning with Joel's daughter, that
Oh.
scene.
Jeez. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And I
love
had
Last of
just
Us.
had my daughter at that point, so seeing that scene, I think it was literally the first time ever I cried in a video game.
Yeah. No. Well, that game was amazing. I know. Yeah. There's a whole meme about people are sick of hearing how great Last of Us was, but I don't know what to say. It was a great game, so
Yeah,
it was one that made you
it
think
was.
afterwards. Um,
Look
well,
out. Dr. Niggle's in the house.
eh,
I was summoned.
you were summoned. Okay, well, if you want to join the party, we're doing the awards reveal.
Oh, yep. I
Doctor.
know. I'm excited. I'm excited for it.
Okay, so what was the best story of 2017?
In my opinion, or on your site?
No, no,
Our
no.
site.
Your opinion. Your opinion. Absolutely. We're going to reveal the winner of that everyone voted on, but what your opinion?
Um. All right. Well, there was one story that I really wanted to get into, but I really couldn't because of technical issues, and that was For Honor.
Mm.
I really wanted to get into that game and like that game. It seems like a very cool concept. Samurai versus Viking versus Templars. That would have been great. But unfortunately, it's a newbie game. It crashed a lot. I couldn't play it. So I'm gonna be the other guy in the room who picks the unpopular game that a lot of people hated. I'm gonna say that I enjoyed the story of Mass Effect Andromeda. I
Ooh.
really enjoyed coming back to that universe. I thought the direction that they took it in was very interesting. I enjoyed the character choices and all the rest of that. I understand where it fell short was at the end. The choices, they were piping the game so that they could turn it into a sequel, so that they could bring a sequel out rather, and
I,
that's where it sort of fell short. But generally, overall, I liked Andromeda. On top of The Last of Us, which was a fantastic game.
No, yeah,
I forgot Andromeda came out last year.
yeah. It was the
That was a good
beginning,
game.
right? It was the beginning of the
Yeah,
I
year,
it was, I think March.
March.
I
Yeah.
forgot too.
Well, it's kind of
Yeah, I
like
forgot that game.
Resident Evil
Uh,
7 got
yeah,
overlooked by a lot of things because it came out so early.
Well, I know you were saying you didn't get to pick up Horizon, so somebody here was saying that. But honestly, Horizon got overlooked by a lot of people because of
Yeah.
Zelda. Once it came out a week before Zelda, that was a bad time to release a game.
Yeah, and it's a lot of people think it's an amazing game. So, again, I'm the only Naughty Dog cheerleader here because my vote went to Uncharted: The Lost Legacy because I think what Naughty Dog does best is storytelling. You know,
Yes, definitely.
Uncharted 2, The Last of Us. I love the Jack and Daxter series, and Lost Legacy did not hurt it by any means. I mean, I'll admit that it didn't do anything new, but it continued their stellar storytelling. This category is interesting because we had a tie and we had to have one of the few runoff votes we've ever had. And the tie went down to Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild and Wolfenstein 2: The New Colossus. That surprised me. That was the
That was a
tie.
good story. That
Yeah.
was a good story, though.
Let me check. Let me check the runoff vote. The runoff vote went to who did win that? There we go. Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild ended up winning by one vote. So there we go. Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild for best story of 2017.
Nice.
If for an open world game, that's kind of a loose interpretation of a story, but God, it's great storytelling. You know, you really feel like you're in it.
No, yeah, everything up to Ganon, because again, we all know how it ends. But
Yeah,
everything up to Ganon, great story. But once you get to Ganon, okay, you already know there's no twist there. You're gonna defeat Ganon.
right, right, and collect the sacred um, octagon, right? Not,
Don't,
no, just kidding.
don't, don't get out of the room.
Not a fan of
There's right
shade,
now
folks.
there's two untouchables in gaming for me, and that's Zelda, and that's like you've been the Naughty Dog,
Yeah.
spokesperson right now.
Yep.
Anything Uncharted or Last of Us, you don't talk about bad, okay?
Okay.
I love those, and Zelda is the untouchable for me.
Well, speaking of my shameless Naughty Dog fandom, let's move on to best DLC add-on content of 2017. So, I'll just go first. Mine was obviously Uncharted: The Lost Legacy. For reasons I said before, I thought it was well done. It was a standalone. You can play it and not have played Uncharted 4, and I think you still would have had fun. So that was my best DLC pick of 2017. How about you, Gobi?
The Division 1.8 for sure.
Ooh, yeah. Um, what did they make better in that? I mean, what was the best thing?
Everything.
Everything.
Everything was made better in 1.8.
There we go.
Yeah, that sums it up.
Yeah. I heard it was practically a different game, right? I mean,
Yeah, like I said, when 1.8 dropped, it got a lot more active on PC. Even some console guys got back into it. It made the game just more fun and better in almost every single way.
The PVE, more balance to the gear sets, better ways to get gear, more stuff to do. Just more stuff to do everywhere.
oh wow. That's good. I mean, it's still going. I mean, I gotta admit, this is the longest running Tom Clancy game for a GS front we've ever had. There's always a lot of excitement, and then it dies really quickly, you know. And this one just keeps going. I mean, as far as I know, it seems like when I log in PS4s, I see people playing the game, you know. So
It's 1.8 is on the or 1.81 is on the horizon. It comes out in like a couple of weeks or something like that, and it's doing a bunch more changes and adding some badges, which will unlock gear and stuff in the Division 2 when it drops.
nice. Well, how about you, Perfect Villain? What what was best DLC for you?
Mine goes to Horizon Zero Dawn.
Oh, what did it have? It had
The Frozen Wilds.
oh, there you go. Yeah, yeah. I
It added
see.
like 20 or 30 more hours. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It did get nominated. So people did vote for it.
Yeah, it was
Okay,
good. It added a bunch to the story, and I enjoyed it.
cool. I wonder if that's a game that they're gonna keep doing expansions for. Was there kind of a season pass for the game or not?
I don't remember. I don't remember if I bought DLC or the pass, or if there was a pass.
Okay.
I don't remember.
I'm not big on the season passes, but I like that it signals the fact that there's going to be multiple DLC. You know, that's
I only like it when it adds a concept, a good, like
yeah,
it's an expansion, not a DLC.
right, right, yeah, yeah. That's a good distinction. I like expansions, not necessarily DLCs. So, how about you, baby boy?
I'm surprised nobody picked Battlefield 2 loot boxes. Everybody loved those so much. Yeah. No, I mean, I haven't even played it, but I'm gonna have to say Uncharted.
Yes.
It's
So many votes.
that's pretty obvious. It's just it was a full game
Yeah.
that was just a DLC, so can't really go wrong with that.
Yeah, and you know what? And here's the one bad thing I'll say about Last of Us is as much as I liked the story expansion on that game, it felt very short. I mean, it was short, and I just felt like, wow, if there's any game that can get away doing a standalone expansion, it would have been Last of Us. You know, her origin, going back and seeing her chapter, before the game starts. I thought they could have done more with that. So I'm glad they Naughty Dog did it for Uncharted 4. Um, Great game. I think Uncharted 4 is a must-have for a PS4 owner, and Lost Legacy is definitely worth it if you like it. That was my vote. But how about Dr. Niggle? What did you pick?
Yeah, Gobi, you want to cover this one for me? Division 1.8. It brought me back to the game. I had taken a break for about 3 months. I brought back to the game and started playing it again, and then I dropped it again for a couple months, and I just got back to it this week. So whenever friends are around, I play that game now.
Wow. Well, no surprise. The Division patch 1.8 did win Best DLC Add-on Content of 2017 by the Gunslingers. So yeah,
Yay!
it that I was, by the way, or the people that voted, I was the only person that voted for Uncharted 4. Second place went to Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, the expansion pass. Um, See, I haven't played enough of Legend of Zelda. As far as its 100 hours of content that you could already get without getting the DLC. That I feel like it would just sit there and I would never actually get to it. So I've made myself stop, not buy it. Uh, so let's go ahead. This one's kind of fun, even though there seems to be fewer contenders in this category than there has been in the past. But best horror survival game of 2017.
Ooh.
Now that one, like I said, it's a little limited. Does everyone have a game in mind, or should I go ahead and let you know what was nominated? I think it was a pretty short list.
Oh, I was just gonna say, my only one would be Killing Floor 2, maybe. Um,
Yeah.
can't really think of another. Resident Evil 7 was probably on there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I haven't played it. I heard good things about it. I've heard
Yeah.
not good things about it. But it's one of my games on my list. But I'd say Killing Floor 2 if that counts. I don't know if it's technically came out yet. I think it might still be in early access.
Mm,
No, it came out. Killing Floor
It
came
did.
out.
okay. Nice. Okay. So yeah, other big ones were Evil Within 2 and one Friday the 13th, the game. That got a lot of streaming um, publicity when it first came out, and that was 2017. And of course,
Didn't
yeah.
Outlast 2 come out?
Which one? Yes, Outlast 2. That did get
Yep.
nominated, as did Bendy the Ink Machine, Detention, um, Ghost Theory, Hello Neighbor, Little Nightmares, Observer, and Visage. So those were the ones that made it to the nomination where people can vote. Um, well, how about you, Gobi? What would you be the best horror game do you think in 2017?
I would have to probably go with Resident Evil. And they're pretty good usually.
Usually is a could be on or
I
off.
haven't got around to play it yet, so
Yeah.
I could be sticking my foot in my mouth. But I'll go with Resident Evil.
Yeah, I think it's pretty safe to say not.
Yeah. Okay, well, instead of asking everyone, is there a game that somebody would nominate instead of Killing Floor 2 or Resident Evil 7 that you would have voted for, or you did vote for?
I don't know if this is considered horror. I think it is. Prey.
Yeah.
That's horror.
Yeah, definitely.
I enjoyed that. That was a really fun game.
Yeah.
My favorite part about the Prey game was watching the YouTube videos where people beat the game in less than 20 minutes.
Really?
Yes.
Yep.
So what? I could do that for Far Cry.
Yeah. Well, unless if anyone has a different vote, I'm just going to let you know now that Resident Evil 7 overwhelmingly won. That's what I voted
Yeah.
for. I actually voted for the winner this time. I have it. I got older roommate came and visited us, and she's like, "You have to download this game," and then she made me play it right. Play a segment of it right then and there, and yeah, it was good. It's I think easily the best Resident Evil game in a while. Um, I kind of like it. It felt more like a true horror game instead of an action game, like I would say recent Resident Evil games are now. More
I heard
action.
it was best played in VR. Was that true?
I don't know. I've heard it's scary because you have like zombies next to you, and there's like
Where you got like bugs crawling, it looks like they're really there, and
yeah.
Yeah, that sounds terrifying.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
Yeah.
yeah, I watched the stream of it. It looks like the bugs are right there crawling on the wall next to your character. I'm like, what in the world?
Yeah, I don't need no. I don't know if I need that stress in my life. That's
Yeah.
I mean
I play games so I get away from stress,
yeah
and I
yeah.
don't need that anymore.
I know the old roommate. She was like, "Well, you should really have a headset on because the sound really puts you in the moment." I'm like, "No, I think I'm good. I'll play it this way. Just TV speakers. Yeah, not getting the.
Chicken.
Yeah, I know. Well,
You
uh,
think he's
I have no shame in that.
the broad
So,
daylight with TV brightness all the way on 10?
yeah. Well, they do give you that scale. I put it. It's like, no, I want to see everything in the shadows. Screw this.
I'm like, mommy, just stay on the phone with me just in case, okay?
Well, let's go ahead and go on to best racing game. Racing games, particularly combat racing games, is one of my favorite genres. But yeah, best racing game of 2017. I can refresh your memories of kind of, well, this is what was nominated anyway.
Mario Kart.
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was on there, yes. So Dirt 4, F1 2017, Fast RMX, Forza Horizon 3, Forza Motorsport 7, Gran Turismo Sport, and because I put it on the nominations, Jack X HD, Mantis Burn Racing, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Project Cars 2, and WRC 7. Those what made it to the voting booth after the nomination phase for best racing game. Uh, well, how about you, Gabi? Gabi, what did you?
I didn't vote for this category.
You're not much of
I
a
didn't have
racer, right?
not in games. No.
No.
If I had to pick, it'd probably be the Forza game, because it was crossplay. I've been able to play with my brother, and it looked cool. But
All right. Well, how about you, Perfect Villain? Do you play any racing games?
The only one I played, I actually got it in early access, is Road Redemption.
Oh,
It's almost like Road Rage,
yeah.
and you
but
beat
you're on
people off
motorcycles.
yeah, you beat people off the bikes with different weapons and stuff. It's hilarious, and I think you can play with other people and stuff. It's funny. It's really funny.
That does sound good. Where did that? Is that just PC or did it come out on the consoles as well?
It might be on consoles.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I played it on PC though, so I'm not sure.
Okay. How
Yeah, I've
about,
seen it on Steam early release. That's about it.
how about you, baby boy?
Not a much racing fan either, but Mario Kart, I play a decent amount of that, and I play with the little one, so
Yeah.
any game I could play with her, it's usually the best game for me.
Yeah, yeah. I'm. My son's getting to the age too where um, he has to be entertained by it too. It's got to be appropriate. So, how about you, Doctor Nagel?
I'm gonna go with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe as well for the same reason. It's kid friendly. I can play it
Yeah.
with the little ones or with my niece.
Yeah. Oh, let's see. And I asked you, Perfect Villain, right? Or did I
You asked me it.
Okay, okay, cool. I was just looking
Yep.
at the names here. Okay, sorry. Well, I was the only vote, and that was Jack X. I had to. It's what our gaming group was founded on, so I was really pumped. But here's the truth, though. It's not a great port. Um, at some points, I was going to do this whole review of Jack X, which another Naughty Dog game. See my fandom. Combat Racer was on the PS2. It was their first attempt at online multiplayer, and in some ways, the PS4 HD version of it runs worse than the PS2 when you when you play split screen. I don't know how they managed to do that, but sometimes the slowdown's worse. So
Probably
um,
just like a bad port of it.
yeah, yeah, it's they could have done a better job. But Mario Kart 8, which has been the winner for a couple years now in a row, got beat out by Forza Horizon 3, won for best racing game of 2017. So, uh, and by 2 votes. So me jumping ship on Mario Kart 8 and voting for Jack X did not sink it. So I'm blame free on that. Okay, let's kind of goal here is to get maybe half. We have a lot of categories, by the way, for who's listening. And I was thinking we'd do the first half, and then I'll pick up later this week. And of course, anyone here part of this podcast now is welcome to come return if you can. And then we'll do the second half of the awards, just so I don't keep you guys tied up. I really appreciate you guys showing up and being willing to talk about our favorite games. But let's do a couple more, if that's cool, and then we'll wrap it up for tonight. Does that sound good?
Sounds good.
Okay. Well, that was. Let me get to my list.
That was racing. Next one is platformer.
Yeah, best platformer. I also really like this genre too. That was my childhood. So, best platformer of 2017. Let me give you some. We had Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy, Cuphead, The End Is Nigh, A Hat in Time, Hollow Knight, Little Nightmares, Rain World, Shovel Knight Treasure Trove, Slime Sand, Sonic Mania, Sundered, and Super Mario Odyssey were the ones nominated. Uh, so, Gobi, what platformer, and I can't remember if you like platform games, but what do you vote for?
I actually don't play them much, but if I had to vote, it's gonna go for Super Mario Odyssey. My son watches a ton of videos on it, and it looks pretty badass.
Yeah, yeah, no, I personally love it. I'll just interject mine right now that that's what I voted for. It's great. I'm not going to say it's the best Mario game ever. It's so convoluted with nostalgia, It's like I'm always going to say Super Mario 3, But it did recapture some of that feel like of being a kid again, and my son loved it when we threw the hat and we took over a dinosaur. It blew his mind. He really,
Uh,
really, really was upset when time would run out and we could no longer be the dinosaur. So, um, how how about you? Perfect villain.
Yeah, mine has to go Hollow Knight.
Oh, Hollow Knight, nice.
Yep.
So, what is Hollow Knight like? Because I didn't play that.
It's it's basically like a Metroidvania type, but there's a lot of platforming.
Oh, okay.
It's similar to like Metro. It's like Castlevania. Think that, but it's the art style is like its own looking thing. It's like more animated, but it's also got like a cartoony feel to it.
Huh.
And basically, you're killing enemies, fighting bosses. There's secret bosses. There's secret stuff to find. There's upgradable stuff, and
Huh. That's cool.
it's
Yeah.
I think it's like 30, 40 hours, and then they add like free content, like free DLC over the last like few months. They add like a bunch of new DLCs, characters, and other stuff.
No, that's cool. Yeah, I need to check it out. I mean, the retro style platformers in the indie scene is a whole genre in itself. It's a whole industry at this point.
Because I wanted to play A Hat in Time, but I can't afford that right now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's one I actually I know nothing about that one. It makes me feel like I have been living on a rock with some of these nominations. But how about you, baby boy?
Super Mario Odyssey.
Super Mario
It's actually
Odyssey.
probably one of the only one I played, and again for obvious reasons, the little one. So me and her played it, not really all the way through it together because I played a lot of it at work. But yeah, but we had fun with that, and it's a good game. I like.
Nice.
Not
And
better than Zelda.
and how about you, Dr. Niggle?
Uh, Super Mario is the popular choice, but I'm an old school Sonic fan. It was one of the first games that I played on Sega, and I got to go with Sonic Mania.
Yeah, I'm glad somebody mentioned it. I was a little afraid no one's going to mention the Sonic game because a lot of people like that game.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, definitely, it's. I mean, it's a 2D adventure. Maybe not everybody's into it, but I'm really happy that it came out on Windows, and yeah, it's fun to go back and relive the nostalgia days.
Yeah. And I would also want to throw in there that the Crash Bandicoot trilogy, and that's made from the like the code up. It's totally remade. It's an amazing job. I highly recommend it if somebody can get it. And I know I already have it on the PS4. I know it's coming to the Switch, which I think would be a great game to have on the Switch. It's kind of crazy that Crash Bandicoot is going to be on a Nintendo device, but hey, um, but
Yeah, wasn't that Sony only back in the day?
it was. Well, here we go to Naughty Dog again. It used to be a Naughty Dog game, and then it got sold. And then there's been third parties on the PS2 era and GameCube, and I think Xbox even had them. And I'm blanking on who was it, Sierra? I think who's one that made it. I think that was the people that picked it up. They even did a. They also picked up. I want to say one more Jack and Daxter game for the PS2, which was really weird because they changed the models, so it didn't look quite right. But yeah, but I would say an honorable mention is that Crash Bandicoot trilogy. It's ruthless. God damn, that's hard. I forgot how hard that game was. But
Like old school Mario.
yeah, it's just like blind jumps, and it just loves to mess you up. It has a lot of fun destroying you.
Throw a Game Shark on that bitch. Keep going.
Yeah, yeah. Um, but yeah, so that was a lot of fun. But did we say the winners? I don't think we did. Well, overwhelmingly, this wasn't even a contest. Super Mario Odyssey won. So it it grabbed 75% of the votes. Um, there was a few for Shovel Knight, a few for Cuphead, but that's it. Otherwise, it all went to Mario. Now let's see where platform. Oh my god, here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Sports.
12, 13. Okay, let's do best sports game of 2017. I'm just seeing where to stop, and I think we'll go ahead and stop on best fighting game. So best sports game. Now this one historically is not a very big. It's not very popular within Gunslinger Gaming. So we don't get a whole lot of votes for it, but it did better this time around. For a while, it was always between Madden or FIFA, kind of like our North American players versus our European players, and one would win over the other. Another year it was kind of funny, and that's it's like I don't know, people are not really interested in that battle anymore. So, Gobi, what was the best sports game of 2017? Did you play any?
Did not. I was just looking at the nominees, and I'm guessing Rocket League ran away with it.
I'm going to stay silent. And then, how, how about you, Perfect Villain?
I'm gonna say NBA Playgrounds.
Oh yeah, that did get a lot of press when it came out.
It's like a modern NBA Jam, basically is what it was.
Yeah. Oh my God, NBA Jam! I had so much fun. Remember being at a
Yeah,
friend's
this is
place.
very similar. This is very similar. And then you win, you get like cards, like upgraded players and stuff. It was fun, and you have to shoot, you get power ups and stuff.
He's on fire.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that type of stuff. Yeah,
Well, this was in the early '90s playing on the Sega Genesis, and I remember my friend and I loaded on Mountain Dew all night, absolutely thinking it was hilarious that we had the Timberwolves beat every team in the NBA, and for some reason that was a great joke. I don't know. I guess had to be there because for some reason we thought that was worth our time. So, how about you, baby boy? Well,
Um,
do you play sports games?
yes, actually, not so much of lately because my backlog has gotten too big, and
Hmm.
since those games never end, I need to play something that actually finishes.
Yeah.
But I would have to say NBA 2K because it's the only
Mm.
one of the big sports games that like I normally play NBA, MLB, and those are like the two main ones. And I haven't played Madden since '06 when they destroyed it after they just went terrible.
Yeah. Oh
But
yeah.
out of yeah, out of those two was NBA and MLB. I usually pick up, and 2K18 and well 17 and all that. That it was the only thing I could play on Switch. So remember that.
Well, and this is just this is a critique on myself, but every time I think this year I'm gonna play a Madden game, I pick it up and I have no damn idea what to do. I feel like that franchise has left me way behind. Like back to the Super Nintendo was the last time I could understand all the controls. So I just,
It's
I want to like it. I keep telling myself I'm going to pick up another one and just like actually enjoy it, but I just feel like I'll be lost. So
yeah, I hear it got a lot better. It's just it really put a bad taste in my mouth after '06 when they switched over to the 360 era and they just completely just destroyed the game. And then a year after that, it was worse. And the year after that, it was worse, and it just got worse and worse until I think what it was like 11 or
mm.
12 that they started getting good again. But at that point, I couldn't do it anymore.
Oh well, yeah. How about you, Dr. Nagel? Do you play any?
I really don't, but I took a look at FIFA 18 and I started reading the description, watched a little bit of gameplay, and I started sweating profusely. And then I got really tired, and then I just ended up watching some YouTube videos of the highlights where, spoilers, England won the FIFA title in 2017. So I got really proud of England.
Oh.
Yeah, I wasted my time on YouTube videos. That's it.
Well, there we go. That's. I always think I'm going to pick up a FIFA game too. I did on the PS2, and I feel like that hasn't completely left me behind. I think I can kind of grasp it. Same with hockey. I keep on saying I'm going to grab another hockey game, but yeah, the winner, as you guys hinted at, was Rocket League. It's the second time it's won. If you're listening and you're wondering, well, Rocket League didn't come out in 2017, dumbass. You would say you're right, except for it came out on the Switch, and the Switch edition of Rocket League destroyed best sports game on any system right now in the voting. It's a testament on the type of genres of games the Gunslingers play, and I admit sports is not among the top. So, okay, one more. Or unless somebody was about to say something.
No, I was just gonna say it is extremely entertaining to watch people play Rocket League.
Oh yeah, like I've seen some like really good players. Like, damn, I envy that. They make that look so kick ass. It's.
Right?
But when I do it, I'm flipping around when I'm not supposed to, and you know, I don't know. I still have fun. I just don't know what I'm doing. Okay, so best fighting game, and then we're gonna wrap it up. It's been about an hour, so getting to an hour point, and then we'll cut it off at the halfway mark, and we'll pick it up later this week. I promise. I could be lying. I don't know. I can't see the future. So, um, okay. So best fighting game of 2017. This is another one where sometimes we don't get a whole lot of nominations, and the fighting genre seems to come and go popularity. But we actually had a pretty good amount. I'm gonna let you guys know the nominations, and then tell me what you picked. Um, Absolver, Arms, For Honor, Injustice 2, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, Nidhogg 2, Pokken Tournament DX, and Tekken 7. So we actually have some good nominations there. I think there's some strong games. Do you have a favorite, Gobi? Or obviously, if there's one that you would have picked that's not nominated, just say it.
No, actually, I don't. If I like Niggle, I wanted to like For Honor. I wanted to get it, and because come on, who doesn't want to be a Viking and bash people's heads in?
Right.
Yeah.
But I played the beta, and it just didn't. It just, I couldn't do it. I couldn't spend the money on it. And I'm glad I didn't now. But it looks like a cool game.
Yeah. Yeah. I've seen some people play it on Twitch, but it's not a game I ever played myself. How about you, Perfect Villain?
Justice 2.
Justice 2. I have.
I'm a fan of the superhero stuff. So I mean, it just evolved from what the first one was.
I do want to get that game, and full disclosure, I'm not a fighting game fan at
The
all.
story is really good, though. I mean, it has a really good story.
Yeah, about Superman going rogue, right? So.
And I think Marvel. I wanted to like Marvel vs. Capcom, but that just kind of fell short for me compared to the third one.
Yeah, I actually read a news thing where they're saying that in the tournaments, in the Capcom tournaments, they're not even featuring Marvel vs. Capcom because they can't get the player base to play it in tournaments. So they're playing other Marvel vs. Capcom games, and that's a horrible sign. I mean, if you can't get them on board with your newest one, then what the hell? But yeah, Injustice 2 looks badass. I definitely want to get that. How about you, baby boy?
He's on a phone call.
Okay.
You-
No problem. Let's go to you, Dr. Niggle.
I'm gonna say Arms, just because I saw some GS members streaming that game. It was especially Silas. It was very entertaining to watch. It's just a fun game all around.
Yeah. That's where my vote goes to. It wasn't my favorite Switch release of the year, but it looks nice. It's fun. It reminds me of Punch Out meets Splatoon in style, and yeah, that's what I liked. But that is the winner, by the way. Arms did win. It beat Injustice 2 by 2 votes, so it was a pretty close race. Um, Again, the second I saw the nominations, I'm going, okay, I see a couple strong contenders. In the past, will be like one big release, Mortal Kombat versus these nothing games, and who's going to win? But this one, I was like, I wasn't too sure if Arms was going to take it or not.
It is a very fun game to watch,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I imagine play, but I'm terrible at it.
yeah. So am I. I played. I mean, and for one, I've read over and over again that the Joy Cons is a disadvantage if you're going to go and play against other people online. But that's how I want to play it. I want to have the Joy Cons. It just feels like I should be using it because it's a boxing game and you can box.
Yeah.
Um, okay, well, we're going to stop there. I do really want to thank the guests here. Baby Boy, Perfect Villain, Gobi, and Dr. Niggle. I'm really glad you guys jumped in and we could talk about this. I've been wanting to do something like this for a long time. In fact, last year I had to just publish the results in the forum. We had to forego our podcast announcements because we did record it. I wasted a lot of Dunkaroo's time that year with really, really bad stream. So, yeah, I think it's on our YouTube account, but it's not very listenable. The audio was bad. So I learned some lessons there, hopefully. So, again, I'm going to shoot for either tomorrow or Thursday. Um, Doing that, and if people are around, again, you're welcome. Come back in. We're going to finish our list. So, for everyone listening, thank you. Any parting words anyone want to say before we turn this
Yep.
off?
Pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Pleasure.
All right. With that, talk to you all later. Bye.